today we see the important concept, important topic, chemical bonding. That is the dipole moment. Okay, this dipole moment represent the polarity of bond or ionic nature in the covalent bonds. Okay, dipole moment it represent polarity of covalent bond or molecule. Means bond is a polar or non-polar, or molecule is a polar or non-polar. These are expressed by which concept? Dipole. Correct? A polar bond or non-polar bond present in molecule expressed by dipole moment. Okay? Polar bonds in which partial positive negative charge is separate. Non-polar bond partial positive negative charge is not separate. Okay? This dipole moment it is a vector quantity. Correct? Okay, this dipole moment it has a magnitude as well as a direction. Correct? And this dipole moment represented by formula dipole moment V is equal to Q into D. That is the product of charge, Q into charge. Product of charge on positive and negative dipoles and distance of separation of two dipoles. For example, these are the HCl molecule. In HCl molecule, what happens? This chlorine is a more electronegative. It acquires partial negative charge. It withdraws electron density, and hydrogen it acquires positive charge. Okay, it donates electron density. Okay, this bond between hydrogen and chlorine becomes polar. Correct? This bond becomes polar. And this dipole moment represented by this arrow. In this arrow, head of this arrow present on electronegative atom. Okay, head present on electronegative atom. Chlorine is an electronegative, and hydrogen is electropositive. Head present on electronegative atom, and tail present on electropositive. Correct? Unit of dipole moment is a d. पहले आप 1 divided 1 into 10 raised to minus 18 ESU centimeter. That is 3.33 into 10 raised to minus 33 coulomb. Understand? Okay. This dipole moment is represented by this arrow. For diatomic molecules, what atoms? Diatomic consists of how many atoms? Only 2 atoms of it. That is the HF molecule, HCl molecule, SBr molecules, and HI molecules. Okay. In this case, what happens? Electronegative element HF is a fluorine. Representation of this dipole moment, fluorine more electronegative, head present on fluorine atom, tail present on hydrogen. In this case, fluorine more electronegative, head present on fluorine, tail present on hydrogen. In this case, head present on fluorine, tail present on hydrogen. Head present on iodine, tail present on hydrogen. Okay. In this HF, HCl, HBr and HI. In this case, which one having more dipole moment? More is the electronegativity, more is the dipole moment. Means dipole moment mu is directly proportional to the electronegativity difference. Correct? More is the electron difference, more is the dipole. Electron difference between hydrogen fluorine is a mole. Okay, as compared to HCl, HBr and HI. Therefore, HF having more dipole moment than HCl, HBr and HI. All these molecules having dipole moment is not equal to 0. Okay. F2, Cl2, Br2 and I2. These also diatomic molecules are. इसका dipole moment की value 0 है because bond between two same chlorine atom, two same chlorine atom, two same bromine atom, and two same iodine atom. Okay. Therefore, same electron difference, dipole moment 0. Correct? Next form, polyatomic molecules, what happens? More than 3 atoms is PCl5, SF6. In this case, dipole moment 0. These molecules are symmetrical. Symmetrical means cut into 2 equal parts. How to write PCl5? PCl5 structure, you know that. Okay. Representation of PCl5. Phosphorus, 3 chlorine bonds of equatorial position and 2 chlorine bonds of axial position. You know that. Okay. Geometry of PCl5 is a trigonal bipyramidal, and geometry is a trigonal bipyramidal hybridization sp3. Okay. These 3 carbon, these 3 phosphorus chlorine bonds bonds. These two bonds, phosphorus chlorine more electronegative. In this case, chlorine more electronegative. In this case, chlorine more electronegative. Three bonds are equatorial bonds. In this case, factors of one dipole of any two bond dipole is equal to third and opposite. कौन सा भी दो बॉन्ड की डाइपोल मोमेंट की एडिशन एक थर्ड के इक्वल होते हैं और अपोजिट होते हैं, इसलिए डाइपोल मोमेंट की वैल्यू इधर 0 होती है। और एक फास्फोरस क्लोरीन में क्लोरीन मोर इलेक्ट्रॉन एक्सियल बॉन्ड्स में एक फास्फोरस क्लोरीन बॉन्ड की डायरेक्शन ऑपोजिट है, एक वेक्टर की बॉन्ड डायरेक्शन ऑपोजिट है, तो ये दो बॉन्ड डाइपोल्स की डायरेक्शन ऑपोजिट है, इसलिए उसका डाइपोल मोमेंट की वैल्यू कितना होता है कि 0 होता है। करेक्ट है। Molecule 0 means these are the symmetrical and this molecule is the non-polar. Okay, this molecule is a non-polar. Also we have to consider for SF6. If chlorine is at the center, okay, these 6 chlorine atoms. In this case, what happens? Okay, this sulfur chlorine atom is a electronegative. ये क्लोरीन मोर इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव। ए दो बॉन्ड डाइपोल की डायरेक्शन ऑपोजिट है, एक कैंसिल हो जाते हैं एक दूसरे को, और ए सल्फर क्लोरीन की बॉन्ड डाइपोल डायरेक्शन ऑपोजिट होते हैं, तो इसको कैंसिल हो सकते हैं, इसका वेक्टर सम इसके वेक्टर को कैंसिल करता है, तो ये डाइपोल मोमेंट का वैल्यू 0 होता है, मॉलिक्यूल सिमेट्रिकल होता है और नॉन पोलर होता है। करेक्ट है। ओके, अगेन वी हैव टू सी फॉर molecule benzene, naphthalene and diphenyl. Okay, these molecules are planar and having dipole moment also 0. ये benzene देखो, ये benzene molecule है, naphthalene, ये naphthalene और diphenyl के two benzene rings are connected to each other. These planar है, planar these are cut into two equal parts, this cut into two equal parts, this cut into two equal parts, therefore having dipole moment is a 0 and these molecules are a non-polar. Okay, therefore these are also non-polar. Correct है। Then we also see the molecule CO2, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide molecules what happens? In between carbon oxygen, which one electronegative? Oxygen is a more electronegative, and these oxygen more electronegative. In this case, two bond dipole के डायरेक्शन कैसे है? दो बॉन्ड डाइपोल की डायरेक्शन अपोजिट है, तो डाइपोल मोमेंट की वैल्यू 0, डाइपोल मोमेंट 0, तो मॉलिक्यूल कैसे होता है? नॉन-पोलर। करेक्ट है, नॉन-पोलर मॉलिक्यूल्स। Then also we have to take a BF3 molecule, boron triboroate, tetraatomic molecule, उसका ज्योमेट्री कैसा है देखो, बोरॉन, एक क्लोरीन, BF3 का हाइब्रिडाइजेशन कौन सा है? sp का हाइब्रिडाइजेशन ज्योमेट्री ट्राइगोनल प्लेनर। ओके, एक बोरॉन क्लोरीन में कौन सा बॉन्ड? क्लोरीन मोलेक्यूल, ये बॉन्ड डाइपोल आप ऐसे लिख सकते हैं, क्लोरीन मोलेक्यूल डाइपोल मोमेंट की वैल्यू आप ऐसे निकाल सकते हैं। टेट्राएटॉमिक मॉलिक्यूल में कैसा होता है? बॉन्ड एंगल आपका कितना होता है? 120 डिग्री, हाइब्रिडाइजेशन sp2 होता है। तो एक केस में ऑल बॉन्ड इक्वेटोरियल है, कौन सा भी दो बॉन्ड डाइपोल की फैक्टर सम की एडिशन इक्वल टू थर्ड रहता है एंड अपोजिट रहता है, मींस ये दो क्लोरीन आप कंसीडर करो, ये दो बोरॉन क्लोरीन बॉन्ड का बॉन्ड डाइपोल की एडिशन इक्वल टू दिस बॉन्ड रहते हैं और अपोजिट रहते हैं, इसलिए वो कैंसिल होते हैं। ओके, bond dipole of any two bond is equal and opposite to that of third, therefore dipole moment must be 0, dipole moment 0 and this molecule is a dipole moment 0 is a molecule non-polar and dipole moment is not equal to 0 is a molecule polar. Okay, BF3 you take anyone BF3 Di3, BCl3, all gears are the non-polar. Again you consider BF2 molecules, BF2 take, BCl2 take. In this case also, in element chlorine, chlorine more electronegative. In this case also chlorine more electronegative. दो बॉन्ड डाइपोल की डायरेक्शन अपोजिट है, तो डाइपोल मोमेंट की वैल्यू 0, मॉलिक्यूल कौन सा है? नॉन पोलर. डाइपोल मोमेंट 0, मॉलिक्यूल नॉन पोलर. अंडरस्टैंड कि डाइपोल मोमेंट 0, मॉलिक्यूल नॉन पोलर. Then again you take a CH4 molecule, CH4 molecule, carbon hydrogen, carbon hydrogen. Okay, carbon more electronegative. Okay, CH4 molecule. These are also symmetrical molecule. This cut into two equal parts. A symmetrical like cut into two equal parts. ऐसा CH4. These also cut into two equal parts. Having dipole moment values of 0. Dipole moment values of 0. Okay. Then again you take a molecule shape. Consider CH4 molecule. CHCl3 molecule, CH2Cl2 molecule, CCl4, CHCl3 molecule, CH2Cl2 molecule, and okay, CH4, CCl4, then CHCl3, CH2Cl2, and CH3Cl. Okay, in this case, okay, what happens? Okay, which one having more dipole? CH4 symmetrical, CCl4 भी symmetrical है, तो बॉन्ड ये symmetrical है, इसका dipole moment 0, molecules are non-polar, correct है, non-polar. In CHCl3, CH2Cl2 ये दो क्लोरीन बॉन्ड है, एक क्लोरीन बॉन्ड है, तो सबसे ज़्यादा किसका रहेगा? Okay, more is the CH3Cl. Okay, is not equal to 0, here also not equal to 0, here also not equal to 0. But CH3Cl का डाइपोल मोमेंट आपको सबसे ज्यादा रहेगा, करेक्ट है? क्या ऐसे आप एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं, करेक्ट है? देन नेक्स्ट वी हैव टू टेक हियर ओके, के नेक्स्ट मॉलिक्यूल यू टेक हियर NH3 molecule, NH3 molecule, and H2 molecule, and HPS molecules. And here also you take a PS molecule. Comparison करें. ये फर्स्ट सेट है, ये आपका सेकंड सेट है. PSP, NH3, NH3. ये तीनों में सभी का डाइपोल मोमेंट की वैल्यू 0 नहीं रहती. ये ग्रेटर देन 0 मींस ये मॉलिक्यूल पोलर है. All these are polar. phosphorus hydrogen एक लोन पेयर होते हैं. nitrogen hydrogen ये one lone pair होते हैं. These Na3 molecules one lone pair of nitrogen atom. In this case what happens? Phosphorus more electronegative, one dipole this direction, phosphorus more electronegative. These are the orbital dipole, these are the one dipole. Orbital dipole की direction, one dipole की direction same है. Dipole moment is not equal to 0. Molecules are polar. In nitrogen more electronegative. These are the one dipole and these are the orbital dipole. One dipole, orbital dipole set. Here also orbital dipole this direction, nitrogen chlorine more electronegative. Here orbital dipole and one dipole upright. Okay, therefore in this case all this case dipole moment is not 0. but in PS3, NH3 and NF3. In NH3 and NF3, for example, NH3 bond dipole and orbital dipole same duration, and NF3 bond dipole and orbital dipole opposite duration. Means in comparison to NH3 and NF3, if which one having higher dipole moment, okay, NH3 having higher dipole moment, and PH3 and NH3. In this case, NH3 having higher dipole because central atom nitrogen is having more electron. More is the electronegativity, more is the dipole. Correct? H2O, HDS. In this case, water bent shape. Okay. The dipole moment determine the polarity. Okay. In this case, oxygen more electronegative. Okay. This case, one dipole is not equal to 0. Okay. These are the polar molecules. Okay. These are also polar molecules. Correct? Okay. In aromatic compounds, we have to see one example here. Aromatic compounds, what happens? Dipole moment give inversely proportional to one end. It is inversely proportional to the one end. We take one example. It is isomers of each other. In these cases, is para-dichlorobenzene, meta-dichlorobenzene, and is ortho-dichlorobenzene. In this case, one angle is there. One angle कितना है? 180 degree. Here one angle 120 degree. Here one angle there 60 degree. One angle in के dipole की केसेस में dipole moment asymmetrical है और one angle भी ज़्यादा है तो इक्वली कट हो सकता है. इसका dipole moment की वैल्यू कितना रहे? 0. ये इक्वली कट नहीं होगा. इसका dipole moment वैल्यू is not equal to 0. एक वन एंगल करना है और इक्वली कट भी नहीं होगा. Therefore, dipole moment is not equal to 0. In case of para, meta, and ortho, which one having higher dipole moment? Okay, ortho cases having higher dipole moment. Understand? Okay, ortho case having higher dipole moment. And comparison between cis and transform. Okay, you remember that. Cis and transform. Okay, which one having higher dipole moment? Okay, carbon double bond carbon. Okay, you take chlorine. Okay, these are chlorine. This is form है ना. Across carbon carbon double bond, two hydrogen same side, two chlorine same side. Okay, in this case you take two chlorine opposite side, two hydrogen opposite side. In this case, dipole moment, chlorine more electronegative, aqueous. Okay, negative charge. Okay, chlorine more electronegative. Okay, two chlorine same one dipole trans having. Okay, more dipole moment. Okay, trans having dipole moment. Okay, is not equal to 0. Okay, dipole moment more. Okay, here this case dipole moment is greater. Trans cases two dipole moment direction opposite. Therefore, dipole moment okay is 0. This case dipole moment is not equal to 0. And cis having more dipole moment than trans cases. Okay. And last we have to consider if carbon carbon bond having two bonds having different inductive effect. Two bonds having different inductive effect. In this case, what happens here? Okay, we have to take here hydrogen. This hydrogen, take this here and this here. Okay, these are the cis isomer, these are the trans isomer. If two groups are different, two groups have different inductive effect. Methyl group has a positive inductive effect, and this chlorine having a negative inductive effect. Two groups have different inductive effect, in which trans isomer having greater dipole moment than cis isomer. Here, chlorine more electronegative. Here, okay, this double bonded carbon molecule. In this case, dipole moment value less means 0. Correct? Okay, from this we have to identify like dipole moment of polar and non-polar bond. Understand this concept? Okay, questions are asked on this concept. If dipole moment is a zero, molecule is symmetrical and cut into two equal parts, these are the non-polar. If dipole moment is not equal to zero, molecule is a polar. Understand that? Okay, remaining next concept we have to see the next lecture. Okay, stop.